Hi guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how manufacturers are making it increasingly more difficult to service their vehicles. My name is Jeremy, this is Region Automotive, and let's get to work. So before we get started, I'll let you know what's going on with this specific project. So behind me, I have a 2018 Ford F-150. It has a 2.7 EcoBoost and it has a 10-speed transmission. I can remember the transmission code 10R80 or something like that. So today we're servicing the transmission on it. And the reason why we're servicing it is we originally bought this as a project with the preface that the transmission was gone on it. So I talked to the guy who sold it to us, and the reason why he thought it was gone is because he was driving it on the highway at high speeds and he had it in sport mode for whatever reason and in cruise control. And after a couple hours of cruising, he got like warning errors on the dash and the transmission went into limp mode and everything gave up and everything quit. So we bought it thinking that it needs a transmission, but we drove it home and the transmission worked and shifted just fine. So what I'm thinking happened is because of the driving conditions, she overheated the transmission fluid. It's very common for new vehicles. They have like sensors for the transmission fluid, and once it gets hot, to prevent damaging the transmission, they'll put the whole vehicle in limp mode. So it seems like that the transmission's damaged because either rev out or sometimes they'll just stay locked in third gear so it's not shifting and the vehicle's very slow and it kind of sputters out. It's like pretty much undrivable when it goes in limp mode. Or actually, I know this transmission's good because we've actually driven it for, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers or a couple thousand kilometers now, and it's just fine. But we want to service the transmission, one, to make sure there's no material in the pan, and then two, if the fluid got hot, just do a fresh service on it. So, with all that being said, we're trying to get, I guess I'll start by saying too, I will be complaining a lot in this video, but I feel like it's justified. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree, if I'm complaining too much, defending the manufacturer, whatever. But first complaint is we wanted to buy fluid and a filter to service this thing. So we went to the dealer. Dealer doesn't have a listing for fluid or the filter. Capacity, nothing. It's a sealed transmission. It's lifetime fluid. And I think everyone knows in the mechanic world at this point what lifetime fluid means is the lifetime of the vehicle. And manufacturers nowadays design their vehicles to pretty much last within a lease or warranty period, so 4 or 5 years, and then they expect you to get a new vehicle. So that's their lifetime. Their service life of the vehicle is like, I'd say 4 to 7 years is the life they expect out of the vehicle. So that makes sense. This thing's 2018, 7 years old, has 230,000 kilometers, so this many miles. So that's exactly what happened is the guy overheated the transmission. It's actually a company truck. He shipped it, said like, yep, transmission's toast. And then the company bought a brand new truck. So they pretty much followed exactly what Ford wanted you to do. But that's our business, is taking older vehicles, fixing them up, selling them, whatever. So anyway, first complaint, it was we couldn't get a service kit for this transmission because it's lifetime fluid. So next, let's get the truck jacked up and I'll show you my next complaint on this job. So next up on the list of complaints. To service a transmission, you obviously have to drain the fluid. I really, really dislike when manufacturers don't have a drain plug. There's no drain plug on this oil pan, so I have to lower the oil pan. And in order to do so, this is the 2.7. It's actually the easier configuration, but I have to remove these heat shields. Luckily, this exhaust is just out of the way. But then I also have to lower this transmission cooler, and to do that, I have to lower the sway bar. So just to drain the fluid, I have to lower the trans cooler, lower the sway bar, take these exhaust shields off. So let's do that, and then we'll get the pan off. I have the sway bar down, trans cooler down, heat shields down. Next complaint, before I take the pan off, just like if you do a manual transmission or differential, before you take the drain plug, you want to check that the fill plug will break loose. So this is another absolute pet peeve of mine. Is for one, there's not a dipstick that you can check under the engine. Like say if you're buying a used vehicle or something, you want to check the trans fluid, can't check it. The dipstick is under this little plug here, so I'm going to break this loose. This is a 19 mil, so I'm going to make sure that this is broken loose so I can add fluid before I take the pan off. Why? Why? And because there's no drain plug, I have to deal with this freaking mess just to get the fluid out of the freaking pan. Like, Ah, man. It's all about freaking. People say trucks or vehicles nowadays are designed by accountants, and I can see this. Like, this is not meant to be just an easy, quick hour transmission flush. All right, I'll blame the technician on this one, although I still blame manufacturer for not giving me a drain plug to properly drain the pan, but it slipped out of my hands when I was trying to get it off of the, like, out of the drain, or over the drain funnel thing there. Slipped out of my hands, and of course it still had like a quart or two of fluid in the pan all over the floor. And yeah, now that's spread out to me. Like, does that look like that should be the life of the vehicle? Like, that fluid looks pretty darn dark. And on the plus side though, the bottom of our pan, that looks like no clutches have burnt up. Like, there's a little bit of material, which is like totally expected. Like, even on the magnet here, there's just like, there's hardly anything. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that the transmission's good on this thing. Clutches aren't burnt up. But to me, that does not look like lifetime fluid. That's pretty dark as is. So we have the pan off, fluid drained. One thing I will give Ford is quite handy. They actually had the filter bolted to the bottom of the transmission with 2 8-mil bolts there. So it's nice that it's not just hanging in there loosely like they normally are. So that's all bolted up. You don't have to worry about that. And then a couple interesting things is this is the main fluid pump. It's normally they're in the bell housing, like behind the torque converter, but the fluid pump is overhanging here. So actually looks like you may be able to service it. Not too sure. And then there's actually a secondary electric fluid pump as well. I watched a DIY video on it, and the guy was mentioning that is to keep line pressure when this has an auto start stop. So there's actually 2 pumps. You have your main pump and then a secondary electric pump to keep line pressure when the truck shuts off at a light. So anyway, let's get our pan back on, torqued up, and then I'll show you the pain to refill the transmission. So I lost track which complaint we're on, but first complaint, I guess, is takes a special fluid, ULV, ultra low viscosity, so it's not just readily available at part stores. I had to order this all from Rock Auto. Not cheap, of course. And then yeah, with that side fill dipstick, right now I'm putting about, because I think the video I watched, the guy put 7.5 quarts for his flush. So I'm putting about 6 quarts of fluid in it, but this pump only takes about half a quart. So even to do 6 quarts, I have to pump this 12 times. Pump is leaking, side of the transmission, fluid just mess everywhere. Like, this whole situation could be avoided if it just had a simple dipstick tube that went up to the top engine bay. All right, there was nothing enjoyable about that experience. Just a big old, adding to the big old mess here. So next, I have 6 quarts in. To properly check it, the transmission has to be piping hot, but apparently there's a workaround. So anyway, the truck has to be running in park, so I have to like run my hand behind this catalytic converter now, up there, and I have to check, it's going to be like just below the hot mark, because the transmission won't be fully warm when I'm checking it. But even just the procedure to check it, it's just a pain in the ass. Like, what a fun time. All right, guys, that's going to about call it for servicing the transmission on that Ford truck. Again, I apologize if it was full of me complaining, but I felt like it was justified given the nature of the job. To put it into context, it took me, context, is that the right word? Context, yeah, that seems right. To put it in context, no, I'm just self-conscious about that word. It took me about 3 hours to do that job. I mean, with filming and cleaning up and stuff, but you know, that should have just been a quick hour job, like drain, take the pan off, fill through the dipstick tube. But yeah, so it took me about 3 hours. So let me know your experiences below. And if you agree with me that manufacturers are making vehicles harder and harder to work on, so yeah, they're buy a new one or take it into service, or if you disagree with me and I just complained too much. Thanks guys, have a good day.